again, water. It has had oil used on it, which isn't that good for the stone. And again, a nice round and round circular motion will get you your edge. And after a little while, just tick at the back. Now this is how carpenters sharpen their tools. This has been the traditional way. It is a very good way, and it's a very useful way. If you are to sharpen gouges, however, you need a little bit more. You need to know where the angle is, and this effector action is just a little bit awkward. You can check from time to time to see what you're doing, but it's easy enough to make an error. It's not, I feel it's not quite as in control as I would like. Now these are water stones. They're kept permanently in water, and as a result are ready to use whenever I need them. Water on there. As you can see, everything is nice and visible. Rotate the tool nicely, and then just to finish with, and just tickle the inside like this. In fact, it's probably not a bad idea to do a little bit more, so you end up with a bevel at a slightly different angle. This is the coarse one rather. Now we're going to the fine one. And again, I can see the angle of the tool quite happily. And again, tickle the inside if it needs it. Now, I'm not entirely happy with the angle of this tool. Here, it's a little bit steep, so we've got to grind off a little bit across the back here. Again. It's taken that flat off there. Like this, I can actually look down on the blade and see. And coming from the other side, I can do it the same again, but not with quite as good a facility, but I can see what's going on all the time. Unlike with carpentry tools, you don't actually need to see what's going on, you just need the angle right. The angle can be critical here too, and I think that the angle on the end here is a little bit too steep. If I look carefully, I can see the edge of the tool here is not actually touching the grindstone. That's what I'm aiming for. Yeah, you can just see the rough edge along there. As sharp as it should be, because this wood here is crumbling a bit rather than slicing neatly, so we'll put an edge on there. It's quite thin, quite a delicate edge there. Again, because I'm holding it in front of me rather than on a bench, I can see the precise angle. There we are. Now more of the P for pork. Here's our gouge, here's our paring chisel. Yeah, that's better. I can feel though that the angle which I'm cutting at now has made a difference. Coming down the other way. Let's make out where I've chipped the end of the tool here. This is a rather elderly Hanning wet grindstone. I should do the job. We're using a wet grindstone because it doesn't take the temper out of the tool. And it doesn't heat the edge. Get rid of it. It goes straight down. Now I don't know if you can make out, but right on the very edge of that tool, just here, there's a tiniest dip. So it's just a little bit more standing on edge on the stone. Straight in again. If you can see the very edge of the tool, then it's not sharp enough. So we've got to take all this material back here until it's virtually invisible, just a very fine line. Then we use the hand stones. It'll take quite some time. Close to where we need to start sharpening a tool by hand. Don't know if you can make out the very, very faint line there. Now we're leaving this much on because we want to come from the inside too. Number of reasons, but one of them is that often there are striations left in the barrel, so to speak, of the tool, and those striations can interfere with the efficiency of the cutting edge. So back to carving.